Hello, Yarnie friends. I couldn't get my glasses to stay up with my other glasses. I'll stick them on my head. Well, someone asked me the other day if I was Irish. I have no idea. I just claim I'm all things. Our family, we're a mixed bag of nuts. Well, good morning. I noticed when I went in to do my live video that I forgot to change the intro picture. I'll do that when we're done. I have a really funky looking picture of me in my Irish getup. My thing is this. I celebrate all the holidays, and so I am that thing during that holiday. So on Cinco de Mayo, I am Hispanic, which I don't know that I am or not. And on St. Patrick's Day, I'm Irish. So, hey, if it involves good food and fun, I'm there. Oh, what a crazy morning I've had. I am a little bit nasal. I feel great. I've got some good meds. But actually, my hair's a little crazy because I took the dogs out and the wind is blowing like crazy town. So, and then I went to make coffee and I remembered I was going to use the throat coat tea. So I've got some really strong tea here today. So let's go ahead and clink in with my tea. And you'll notice I have a different cup. I can't find my other one that's the Coffee and Crochet with Sara cup. I'm telling you, today is Tuesday, but I'm having a second Monday. Clinkety, clink, clink, clink. Yeah, I sound awful. I sound all nasal. Don't worry about it. I feel great. I mean, yesterday I had a really bad sore throat. My husband brought me home my favorite spicy Chinese soup. It's I think it's called sweet and spicy or something like that. It is so good. Every time I'm sick, I want this soup. And it just helped my throat feel so much better. And then he ran to Walmart and got me some NyQuil for people with high blood pressure. It's actually cortisone or something like that. For people with high blood pressure. I took that. I went to sleep. I slept like a rock all night. Because I kept him awake between my coughing and snoring. When I have allergies, I snore like an old man, okay? So anyway, that's that. I did get a lot of messages and emails about Max and Rosie's hot and sour. That's it, Stephanie. That's it. There's a Chinese restaurant that they do takeout, and my husband will go by there on his way home from work. He gets me the spicy soup, and then he gets I think it's called General Tso's chicken. It is super hot, and he loves it. Anyway, I wish I knew the name of it. I could tell you. But it's over, downtown Oklahoma City. Anyway, I got a lot of messages and emails about Max and Rosie. So let me tell you real quick what happened. Rosie was sick. She had a stomach ache. She had, diarrhea thrown up sort of thing, just like we get sometimes. Well, I couldn't figure out what was going on with her. She didn't eat anything weird. I'm going to take these off. They're pinching my head. She didn't eat anything weird. She didn't, I don't know that I know of got into anything or anything. And so I couldn't figure it out. Well, I went to pick up Maximo off the couch, and he cried. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. And so I started checking him out, and I noticed on his front paw, his whole his hand, from his paw to that first joint was just red and swelled. And I thought, that's weird. And so what I did is I just took peroxide and just poured it all over just to see if there was anything infected I couldn't see in his hair. And a little spot, that little extra toe they have on the front, I think they call those a dew paw. It was around that, the peroxide was just all over it. And so I rinsed him off, and I put him in I have a big farm sink, and so that's where I bathe my dogs. And so I put him in there, and I have this shampoo that I got at PetSmart that's for a flea and tick. And I wash him in that about once a month. I don't give him a bath every week like I used to, just once a month. And anyway, I washed him in all of that, and then he would not let me look at it. And so I just kept putting peroxide on that same spot after the bath. And when my husband got home, I said, you're going to have to help me. And so he held Maximo. And Maximo's my little white boy chihuahua. Rosie's my little red girl. Anyway, so he held Maximo, and I took the tweezers and sort of messed around with her, and there was just teeny, tiny, tiny littlest tick. I mean, smaller than like even the head of a pin. I mean, teeny tiny. And you know how tiny, a head of a pin is. Teeny tiny. Tiniest little thing I ever saw. But it just came right off. And so I think the flea and tick shampoo probably killed it. And so we just kept putting peroxide on it. And then I was going to take him to the doggy doctor the next day or two. But it all healed up. And I was able to put like a heat compress on it and get the yuck out of it. And I cleaned it out real good. He let me do that after a while. I knew he was in a lot of pain when I picked him up and he cried like that. Because he doesn't do that unless he's in a lot of pain. So anyway, once Maximo was fine, then Rosie was fine. And so she's super duper sensitive. And, they've been together for 15 years. Someone said they're married. Actually, even though Rosie's a year younger than Maximo, because she's 14 and he's 15. So they've been together 14 years. She thinks she's the mama and she is in charge. And so he does whatever she tells him to. If he's eating and she wants a bite of his food, she just nudges in there and takes his food. Although I don't let her do that. I make sure she doesn't do that. But anyway, both of them are super fine now. Max is taken care of. Rosie's fine now because she was super sensitive over the situation. And, it's amazing how such a tiny little thing, although ticks can be dangerous. And so we have a person that comes out and sprays the yard and around the house and stuff about once every 2 months. We signed up for that when we bought this new house because they laid sod and everything, and so they told us it was a really good idea, and so they do that. I've been having a little bit of problem with these teeny tiny little bugs. The person came back out and I talked to them about it, and I took a picture of this bug. He's like, yeah, that's a water bug. So what it is when they build a new house, they find all these little crevices to get into your house when it's cold. And so, but they do the thing where they spray around the outside of the house, then spray around the inside of the house, and it forms a barrier. So anyway, that's the story of Maximo and Rosie. I do have a lot to talk to you about, and I'm going to hope that my throat holds out. And I know I'm kind of breathing heavy, but everything is kind of in the neck and the chest. Okay, hang on 2 seconds. But don't worry about me. I feel great, and I am just fine. It's just allergies and the drainage, okay? All right, now, I wanted to share one thing that I got. I have never gotten, that I can ever remember, a St. Patrick's Day card before. And Kim sent me one. It says, hope this St. Patrick's Day will bring you lots and lots of luck. See the puppy on there? I just thought it was the cutest thing. I was going to show it to you last week, but with all this stuff with Rosie, I left my notes and everything out at the other computer. So, because you're already got the charm you'll ever need. My husband says it's attitude. It's attitude. But thanks for the compliment, Kim. All righty. I'm going to cover my mouth so you don't get sick. Alrighty, so why do we celebrate St. Patrick's Day? I have no idea. This is what I think. It's fun to wear green and act silly. It's good, clean fun. We wear green, wear shamrocks and clovers. We celebrate St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. But you do not have to be Irish to celebrate. Go to parties, parades, and celebrations and eat lots of food. Because nobody cares whether you're Irish or not. They just want you to have fun. The only rule I have is no pinching. And I tell my grandkids this every year. We always have a fun celebration because we always celebrate Maximo and Rosie's birthday. And if you saw the video I did last week about Maximo and Rosie, we made the little dog cupcakes and the recipe's in there. It's super easy to make. And I did want to mention the ingredients are peanut butter, pumpkin from the can, eggs, and oatmeal. And I had someone say, you shouldn't give your dogs peanut butter. Now, you can. Just check the ingredients. Make sure it doesn't have anything in there that is harmful. I buy the all-natural peanut butter. You can get it with Peter Pan and Skippy. No sugar added. And if you look at the ingredients, it says peanuts. That's it. Okay? So you can give your dogs that peanut butter. And it's super easy to make. Well, Friday night we had to get together and we did cupcakes. And all the cupcakes had one of these rings. The grandkids were so happy. And they're like, you need to save one, wear it in your video. I'm like, okay. And then my granddaughter, Zoe, she was like, don't you have those Funky Doodle glasses? Funky Doodle is one of my words I use all the time. And of course, that's these. I suppose if I took these off. Oh, wow. I cannot see any better. But it's super fun. And I got a couple of funny jokes. I got these from the Pioneer Woman's website, so they're clean. Okay, what does a leprechaun... No, okay, let's start this over. Take two. When does a leprechaun cross the street? Anybody know? When it's green, of course. Okay, here's another silly one. What is a leprechaun's favorite music? Sham rock and roll. Sham rock and roll. Get it? Sham rock and roll. That is the corniest joke ever. Okay, so this third one is my favorite. What is a leprechaun's favorite cereal? This is my favorite too, and I can't have it anymore. Lucky Charms. I've always loved Lucky Charms because it's a healthy oat cereal with an unhealthy sugar marshmallow. Okay, that's all I've got as far as silly. I was looking for a yarn joke, for St. Patrick's Day. I could not find a thing, not one thing. And then I remembered that there were some jokes on the Pioneer Woman's website, so I went there. Okay. Clear my throat a little bit. All right, now I want to talk to you about something that's just a little bit serious. So, there have been some rumors, again, going around about Hobby Lobby. And if you don't like Hobby Lobby, it's okay. We all have different opinions and different reasons we shop at different stores. But now that Hobby Lobby is entering into spring, they usually do, and they are, and some stores already have them, their clearance sales. And there's a lot of rumors going around. And so I decided to change what I was doing for tomorrow, which, I've been doing Where is Sara? And I decided to change what I was doing for tomorrow, and I visited a couple of Hobby Lobbies. And tomorrow's video is about that. Okay? And I'm going to answer some of the questions and some of the rumors, as well as show you what I bought at both stores. Okay? So, yes, Sara, that's correct. I just don't know how to pronounce that word. Xylatol. That is something that they're putting in peanut butter. And I believe, you're right, not sure of the spelling. I believe it's an artificial sugar. And you don't want to, people shouldn't be eating that either, okay? And dogs shouldn't either. It's an artificial sugar that is not good for you. And that's the thing that they're talking about. We're talking peanut butter here. I know I changed subjects really quick, but that caught my eye on the comments. When you give your dog a peanut butter, or even yourself, before you buy it, look at those ingredients. And I'm telling you, it's a little bit more expensive, like 50 cents, but it is worth it to get the all-natural, no-sugar added peanut butter. Oh, I forgot. The Crest that is here has it as well. I did not find it at Walmart. I did not find it at Target. And the only place I found it was at Sprouts, Crest. I think that's it. There seemed like there was another store I found it at. But anyway, read the ingredients. And do that with all the things that you buy if you can. Going through my health issues that I've had this year with being diabetic and high blood pressure and cholesterol and thyroid cancer and all of that stuff, I have learned to read ingredients. It takes a long time. But once you start doing it, you'll remember which products are more healthy than others. Okay, it's just a little FYI. As far as the Hobby Lobbies, they all do them at different times. Because the way it works is they all come down But it has to do with when they have time to do it, when they can fit it in their schedule. And so it can be anywhere from like last week to a month from now. So instead of running to your Hobby Lobby every day, call them and just say, hey, are you doing your yarn markdowns yet? And if they don't know, they'll transfer you to someone who does. They'll do that for you. It's amazing what you can get on a phone call. All right. All right. Let's get back to what we were talking about. Now, we were talking about the Hobby Lobby situation. I'm going to do all of that on tomorrow's video. I've got a little bit more things to get together on that, and that'll post. I usually try to post Wednesday's video around 8 o'clock, but we'll see. Sometimes earlier. But just be looking for that. I'm going to be at two different Hobby Lobbies and give you some information on a lot of those things. Okay. Now, last week I was at Michael's. I really had a nice time. The Michael's here in Oklahoma City is really nice. And the thing is, it's clear across town. And I love Michael's just as much as I love Hobby Lobby because it's different. You have different things at different stores. And I love Hobby Lobby brands, but I also love Michael's brands. And so we went there. I had a really fun time. My husband loves to walk around with me, and he thinks I'm funny and weird. As my grandson says, I'm weird, but in a good way. Anyway, that is, if you haven't seen the Where's Sara this week, she's at Michael's. That video's on the webpage as well. Not the webpage, the YouTube channel. I don't know why I said webpage. It's on the YouTube channel as well. Okay, now before we go into what happened this week, I want to talk to you a little bit about something. Let me pull it up on my iPad. We talked about this last week, and this is how do you find my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to click over to this other camera like we did last week. I just want to reiterate this. This is my YouTube page. This is last week's video. I didn't take a new picture for some reason. Let's see. When you go to my channel, all you have to put in is Sara Sach. And you can put that up in the search bar. I'm trying to see if I didn't take a picture of the search bar. Oops. Whoops. There's all my pictures. Anyway, up here in the corner, there is a magnifying glass. Just click that when you go to YouTube and put Sara Sach. My YouTube channel will pop up. This is a picture of my live videos. But if you'll notice up here on the top, when you go to my YouTube channel, it says Home, Videos, Shorts. I don't do any shorts. I don't even wear shorts. Lives, Playlists. Okay, you can click on all of those things. The home is where all my videos are, and it'll show you everything that's recent. Okay, and that's videos, and that'll show you all the videos. This, if you go home, it shows you the most recent ones. But then you'll see over here it says live. Okay, if you're looking to find my live videos, I get people all the time that tell me they can't find them. But if you go to my YouTube channel and hit live, it takes you to this screen. And then down here it says notify me. This was last week's video, and all you had to do is click that and it will notify you. I try to put the videos out as far for my live videos early. I usually do it on Monday afternoon, and that gives you a chance to know we're going to do it, and if the time has changed or something's going on, I'll let you know. Like when I had a doctor's appointment that conflicted because it was the only time I could get in. Okay? So, all right? So if you cannot figure out, you're not getting notified or whatever about the live videos, just go to my YouTube channel, hit that live, and hit get notified. If the live video is going, you can just hit the video itself, and the live video will come up. Let me shut that. Anyway, I don't want you to miss out, okay? I've had people say, I can't find this particular pattern. You can go to my YouTube page and go to my playlists. And if it's a hat, it'll be under like headbands and hats. If it's, I don't know, sweater or whatever. I don't do sweaters, but that's not my thing. I make other people's sweaters, but I don't make mine because It's just not my thing. But anyway, if you want a poncho or something, there's playlists for all that stuff, and then you can find what you're looking for. Okay? I'm trying to help you have a better experience on YouTube because it can be very overwhelming. Even when I first started getting on YouTube and making my own videos, don't go look at those first videos. They're so funny. You might want to because you might need a good laugh. When I first started doing videos, I'm telling you, I didn't know what I was doing. We were just having fun. And I really didn't do YouTube tutorials at first either. I was just doing videos and things that I thought would help people with my pattern. So anyway, it's actually kind of fun to go back and look at that first year videos because they're just so silly. Oh, wow. Need a good laugh? Go look at my first videos. All right, let's talk about what's new this week at Posh Pooch Designs. Now, over here, I have my hats. Whoops. This is our Impeccable Beret hat. I love this hat. I think I'm going to keep this one. I've got my ponytail sticking up. But, oh, that's a little crooked. But anyway, this is a super fun hat. I'm going to click over to the top camera real quick so you can see it. This is the yellow one. Of course, the purple one's over there. And this is the yarn that I used, the Impeccable Speckle Stripes. It's a medium weight number 4, wherever that went. There it is. And you can make this hat with one of these skeins, 3 ounces. Unless you want to add more length to the hat. Because I like it this length, but you might have a bigger head or a longer head and you want to add more length. You can add more rows by repeating this last row, and then you'll need a little bit more yarn. But I absolutely love this hat, and I had a person, I'm not going to say her name, Barbara, but she's been emailing me every day not every day, about once a week. When are you going to get your beret pattern out there? When are you going to get it out there? And I wrote this pattern a long, long time ago, probably 15, 20 years ago, and I just left it. And it's super easy, and I love the front post stitches. It just makes it look like, fun. Well, you can't really see the purple one. She's way over there. But anyway, there's a super fun hat, and it's easy to make. And again, you can make it with 3 ounces. Unless you want to add more rows, then you'll need a little bit more. And if you do, one thing I suggest is if you want to make it longer, when you go to do your brim, just put a white brim on it or a color that goes with your yarn colorway. That way you don't have to buy a whole nother skein, and we can do that a lot of times. There's lots of colors that coordinate, with this hat. If I wanted to make the sides longer, I could do yellow, I could do orange, or I could do white just for the trim of the hat instead of buying a whole nother skein of yarn, because this has 3 ounces on it. But I did the whole thing, and here it is, show you what I had left. This is what I had left after doing the whole hat with 1 skein of yarn. Okay, put that back under there in my scrap bucket. Okay, the other thing that we did this week was, I love these, and I love how they turned out. These are the cupcake bandanas that can also be used as a bunting. And it's super easy to make it into a bunting because all you do is leave the ties off and you just chain and then slip stitch across, chain, slip stitch across, however far apart you want them. And the neat thing about these are, I'm going to put this back in this other camera again. The neat thing about these is those are not appliques. We stitched it right in by doing 2 rows we did a front post, a back post, and then front post of triples, stitching 6 together. And it's super fun to make. It's super easy. And once you understand this portion, the rest of it's a piece of cake. And you can make this for any size dog or animal because once you put this row on, you just continue to increase until it's the size that you need. And it's the same thing with buntings. If you want a much bigger bunting, maybe you want to write somebody's name up there, embroidery it, you can do that. Now, just a reminder, These patterns that I show you that I've done a video tutorial on are my crochet patterns. And anytime I write a crochet pattern, I also have the written pattern with pictures on the blog, and then you can find the video on my YouTube channel. That way you have a written with photos and the tutorial to follow along. We do our best to test our patterns and make sure there aren't mistakes. But the disclaimer is this: I am human, my testers are human, and my editors are human, and then I do the final editing. We're all human, and so mistakes can be made. A word can be missed. A stitch can be missed. Excuse me so much. And so, if there is an issue, please don't make a big unkind speech on YouTube. Send me a message. Then I can pass that on to my testers and they can check that out. And sometimes it's just worded differently than what I said on the video. For instance, let's say I said join to the chain 3 and slip stitch to the next chain 2 space, like you might do on a granny square. But on the video I said slip stitch in the next 2 double crochets and slip stitch in the chain 2 space. It's the same thing, I just said it a little bit different. And a lot of times I get messages, because I don't really use the magic circle very much. I don't care for it personally, just because it has been my experience that I personally cannot get it not to come undone. And so I go with the old school style that I learned 50 years ago. You chain 5, join in a circle, and then go from there. And that something was one of the very first things I learned. I learned it from a very, very old book. And it's kind of funny because I get people all the time that says, oh, is that new? I've never seen that before. It's the way they used to do it before someone invented a magic circle. You know. And it's not wrong to do it any other way. It's not wrong to use a magic circle. It's just different sometimes. So keep that in mind when I'm doing something that you're not used to or something is different. Okay? The other thing is I don't have a problem with people telling me there's a mistake in something at all. I don't. I always send it over to the testers, let them look through it again. Because sometimes I do push really hard and trying to get things done, and things can easily be missed. So I guess what I'm saying is be kind and understand everybody's human and mistakes can be made. And the word is gracious. You know, just be gracious. You know, I had, I'll go, you know, like a couple of weeks and I won't get anything negative. And then all of a sudden, there'll be all these negative comments on YouTube, and I'm like, delete, 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 delete. It catches things that don't, because I don't allow inappropriate language, and I have really strict rules about that in my house. Always have, even with my grandkids, there are words we don't use, and just because I find them offensive. I don't really think you need to use curse words to live, you know. And I'm not saying I would never use one if I'm really, really angry. I'm just saying it's just not appropriate on my YouTube channel when we're talking about crochet, you know. And because I want to keep this as safe and happy and productive and family and just a great place to get away from the cares of this world. We all have health issues and family issues and finance issues and life issues, and just for, you know, about 30 minutes, and even on my other videos, you know, just to get away from all that cares of the life and set aside all of our burdens and our hard times and just get together and laugh a little bit and talk about yarn and talk about crochet. Okay? That's my goal, you know, really, with what I'm doing. Yeah, I bring in a little bit of money, but it just pays for all the things I need, you know, editing programs and yarn and stuff for giveaways and things like that. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, that I really, really, really would like for people to be kind and considerate and grateful and loving to each other. Okay? All right. One last thing before we go is don't forget about our mystery box crochet, or crochet giveaway. I guess you can crochet these, of course. This is our March giveaway for Crochet Month. And in order to be entered in this giveaway, stuffed full of yarn, like I said, I've got a few more things I'm putting in here, and this is going to basically be a yarn explosion when you open it, so be careful. Sorry. Okay, so how do you get involved in this giveaway? You need to go to last week's video, the first March video, live video, and just comment. And then we'll take all the names from that first one and put them in the Google Translate. I think this medicine is messing with my head. We'll put them in the Google random picker. I don't know what it's called all of a sudden. Anyhow, it'll randomly pick someone. I'll let you know next week if you were picked. Now, last month's winner has not contacted me, so I may do a second video or a second giveaway if they don't contact me. Because remember, you have to contact me. I'm not going to chase you down, and I've given you information on how to do that. And again, I'll give you information next week on how to do that when I tell you who the winner is. Okay. I'm going to let you go because I think that sinus or allergy medicine is messing with my brain. All right. So that's all I've got for you today. And thanks for being with me today. And as I always say, I cannot do this without all of you. So thanks for being here today, guys.